And we begin Wake Up C-Bus with breaking news.
It's been a long night. The team's been working hard, but I'm happy to report that no threat has been identified.
All clear at the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base near Dayton after a report of an active shooter locked down the base. That was Colonel Pat Miller you heard from there, giving the notice after the base was locked down for more than 4 hours.
Yeah, really in the middle of the night. The Wright-Patterson Air Force Base is northeast of Dayton. Officials say no threat was found, and that is why they lifted the lockdown. The National Air and Space Intelligence Center building, seen here in photos on its website, was the focus.
I'm Tracy Townsend here with Clay Gordon. It took officials hours just to canvass that area because it really is massive. 100 people or so were on the base at the time. They had to barricade themselves to brace themselves for the worst.
Yeah, they didn't really know what was going on. Tina Ramos is live at the Air Force Base with really a play-by-play of the events that unfolded overnight. Tina?
Yeah, Clay, and I can tell you at this point here, they still have a lot of questions out there since they never really identified what that threat was. All they knew is that there was a report of a shot that was fired right here at the Air Force Base itself. So they thought that they were dealing with an active shooter. Now, I want to show you, get a better look here of the facility that we're talking about too, because this is the building that they thought that they heard a shot in. It's the Wright-Patterson's base here. We're talking about the National Air and Space Intelligence Center. It's located just on the north end of Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, and this is a building that had about 100 workers in it at the time. Now, it all started around 9:30 last night when two workers thought that they heard a gunshot. At that point, they reported it, and the base went immediately on lockdown. This meant all gates were closed and people were told to barricade themselves in rooms. At that point, security teams went in and did a careful sweep looking for that threat.
Threat exists or not, this is a very real event, right? Two individuals reported hearing a shot, and that kicks this all off. And so it's real until it's over. And so fortunately for us, at the end of the night, we did not identify a threat.
So when we're talking about the end of the night, we're talking about 1:30 this morning. So it took about 4 hours. 4 hours that this base right here was on lockdown. So again, because they didn't figure out what this threat was, they're still trying to figure out what the noise may have been. Whether it was a gunshot, could have been noise from the outside. That's something they're still looking into. Of course, we'll have more coming up next half hour. In Fairborn, Tino Ramos, 10 TV News.
Tino, thank you. To give you some perspective on what NASIC is, it is the National Air and Space Intelligence Center. It's the Department of Defense's primary source for foreign air and space threat analysis. NASIC has a global force of more than 4,000 military civilians, reserve guard, and contract personnel. Captain Pat Miller says lessons learned from a similar situation in 2018 at Wright-Pat helped in the response last night. In August 2018, an active shooter false alarm 911 call came in at Wright-Patterson and brought local forces from the police to that installation. Captain Miller says communication mistakes that plagued that response were resolved during this one.
Wright State University, just a couple of miles from the Air Force Base, and students and staff there were put on high alert. You can see on the map the distance there between the two locations. The university posted this message on Facebook telling students and staff to stay clear of the areas toward the north end of campus and to take appropriate safety precautions to protect themselves. To stay up to date with breaking news, you can always download our 10 TV app. It's free. You'll get breaking news alerts sent straight to your phone.